It's hard to beat the Babylon. This is still the best one.
Yo, this a story from deep in the hills of Rastawads, where the boy who live, a Rastafari rise up against the darkness.
My born with the mark, right on my bro. They say me the chosen, me done no hope. Me grow with muggles, they treat me low. Till old fly in and me start to glow. Me step on the train, me dreadlocks swing. This no England, this a island thing.
This not England.
Indian and giant soul. Fighting he who smoking dark. Fi take control. Rastawads rise, we chant and pray. Rastafari lead the righteous way.
Alright. There was a video, Snape AI song. My dad shared it with me. I think it was this one. Yeah. It was pretty well done. The fucking imagery is so funny. Slytherin's pit.
She should have been my wife. I've loved her all my life. I'll always hate the boy because he has his mother's eyes.
I wonder how many attempts it took to get this, like, execution of the song. Kind of reminds me of my Eye of Agamotto, to be honest.
Late in the grass, the hours they pass. I walked in the night, you stood in the light. A prince in the dark, I carry the mark. I wanted to rise in everyone's eyes. I saw your disgust, our love turned to dust. My words were a knife that ended my life. I live in the past, my shadow were a knife that ended my life. I live in the
The fucking disgust. It's perfect.
past, my shadow
The
is
slow
vast.
stare.
Now I am a ghost who misses you most. The old man asked me why I tried to keep the boy alive. How does my love survive after all this
It's not good at taking the word anymore.
Always, always this spell I cast for you. Always, always the only thing I know is true.
Crap.
Through his darkest night, I lead him by his silvery light until he wins the fight. Always, always.
Persian's master.
I look at his face and see that disgrace. The son of a swine, he crosses the line. He's lazy and proud, he plays to the crowd. I hung from a tree, they all laughed at me. The sins of the dead are filling my head. I hated the man since it all began. But under the skin, his magic within. I hold back my hand and stick to the plan. The old man asked me why I fight to keep the boy alive. How does my love survive after all this time? Always, always this spell I cast for you. Always, always the only thing I know is true. I'll guide him through his darkest night.
Oh, the lily.
By his silvery light until he wins the fight. Always, always.
pretty well done.
In exchange for the sun, but I
So
didn't
long.
get there until the killing was done.
Yeah, it reminds me of, I wonder if they used Suno to make the song. I wonder if it says. So the style is, created with Luma Labs. I don't know if that's the video or the song. Because it sounds kind of like, the Eye of Agamotto song I did. The AI does that song, does that style, I mean, very well. Let's see. It's like the... very similar sounding.
He steps through the mist where the shadows collide. A twist of his hand and the collar he cracks under his spell. Who'll be the last one to tell? It's the Eye of Agamotto, and it'll tear you to shreds. It'll rip you apart till your whole team is dead.
Like a very similar sounding.
Swallow the night when Doctor Strange calls. You'll be lost in the
Anyways, this is similar.
I walked into that
Maybe it's more of this voice, though. Let's see.
with a crimson tide, Loki's tricks and a grin that lied. They battle hard, but the magic's clear. Strange commands,
The
no
voice is similar
room
to
for
this one.
fear. Time twists back, the end replays.
But like the instrumental of the other one.
Arcs ignite the blaze. It's the Eye of Agamotto, it'll tear you to shreds. It'll rip you apart till your whole team is dead.
But yeah, very similar. Anyways. Fun times. Let's see. We go to war with China. Probably not. I don't think so. They depend on us too much for buying all their shit. Don't bite the hand that feeds you, you know? Rip you apart till your whole team is dead. What's in the media share? Oh, let me tell them I did it. Yeah, another segment today. For a hell case. Okay. Oh yeah, Storm was talking about how there is a new domain called aliens.gov that has been registered as of yesterday. Looks like. Woohoo! So fun. How exciting. Let me see. Go to this. What's it?
In today's video, we're going to jump into the story dealing with Joe Kent. As part of it, what made him change so quick? It's amazing how you can pull up old footage of Tucker, of Candace, of all.
Sean Ryan, break silence, issues, chilling, scary warning on Trump. Prepare your family. What? Where's the original video then, if it's a Sean Ryan thing? Are we gonna show it? The clip? No? No? Are we not? We're just showing this guy? I want to watch the original video. I don't want to watch some guy's take on whatever he's talking about. Let me see. Look at the next thing in media share. Breaking news. Kim Jong-un officially wins North Korea's election. Of course, I mean, did they even? I didn't know they voted. I did not think they had votes. Is this like supposed to be like comedy or like what? Was he only running against himself, or was he going to kill anyone who tried to go against it? I don't understand. Okay.
I appreciate that there's a community that wants to go down the rabbit hole of UFOs. Just because it's crazy doesn't mean it's...
Wild theories and missing UFO general case examined. I mean, clearly he was taken out. Oh yeah, I've seen this. Biblically accurate. Biblically accurate angels. I mean, they look like the weird UAPs to me. Scurry. Now let's take this. Let's see, which one do I want to use? Let's take this, for example. And now let's, whoops, not Control Delete. And now let's just pretend that our eyes can't see this. Maybe because we don't have the spiritual vision or whatever on this side of the plane. All right, so let's just say we can only see like the outline. Okay, just humor me. Oh, I can't do the whole thing. Can I make it bigger? Okay, we'll just pretend this whole thing is black. Because we can't see it. It's using some cloaking technology or something. Interesting. Starting to look like the black diamondy shape things. What about the other one? Just gonna make this bigger. Well, now we've got circles. Black circle things with little other circular knobs appearing on whatever. I can't change the size of my brush, but you get the idea. Circular things. Oh, yeah, Photoshop would have been better to use. But anyways. Pray God, make them ugly. What do you mean ugly? They're beautiful. What do you mean? Look at these weird shapes. One of them. Kind of looking similar. Eh. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Oh, here's another here's another diamond or whatever. What if the eyes are like the light sources, even? They kind of have the glow. They're like, cha. I don't know. These are like artificial generated. Usually they're just blurry shapes from very far away. But the eyes could be lights. Could be. Don't know. Ah, some of the shapes. The blob. The egg. The hornet. The manta ray. The tic tac. I mean, these all have different shapes, so why couldn't they be different, you know? Ooh, ooh. Be like the one with the wings going out, potentially. Who knows? Looking like a boomerang. Ew. Ew. UAP diamond. I don't know which one is the disclosure one, though. No, I don't like the fake ones. I like the ones where people are like, oh my god, it's AI. I don't know. Anyways. So fun. We're just trying to find something to watch. Not really looking at anything in particular.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to discuss this administration's massive
This is
cover-up
today, March 18th. Sheesh.
of the Epstein files in order to conceal President Trump's involvement. This cover-up reached its apex last month when Attorney General Pam Bondi falsely testified under oath before the House Judiciary Committee. The Attorney General testified, quote, "There is no evidence that Donald Trump has committed a crime. Everyone knows that," unquote. This is a lie. In the 3 million or so documents that the DOJ has disclosed to Congress under the Epstein Files Transparency Act, there is credible evidence that Donald Trump committed a crime. And that, of course, excludes the nearly 3 million pages that the DOJ is refusing to turn over. Donald Trump is mentioned thousands of times in the Epstein files. There are multiple allegations that he sexually assaulted young girls. But I want to focus on one victim's allegations that the FBI unquestionably found to be credible. The DOJ tried to hide reports of 3 of the 4 interviews that this victim gave to the FBI, but pressure from the media and Congress forced them to disclose them. And now we know why. She credibly accuses Donald Trump of sexually assaulting her when she was between 13 and 15. In each of her interviews, this victim recited the same account of her interaction with Donald Trump. On August 7th, 2019, she explained that she was between 13 and 15 when she was left alone with Donald Trump, who, quote, mentioned something to the effect of, "Let me teach you how little girls are supposed to be." Trump unzipped his pants and put her head down, quote, down to his penis, bit the S out of it. Trump struck the victim and said words to the effect of, "Get this little B the hell out of here." The victim advised that she bit Trump's penis because he disgusted her. She provided some additional details in the next interview 2 weeks later, and then a month later, she met again with the FBI and asked, quote, what the point would be of providing the information at this point in her life when there was a strong possibility nothing could be done about it. She didn't speak to the FBI again. But the FBI certainly found her story credible. In a 21-page PowerPoint presentation that the FBI made to prosecutors, they included this victim's testimony. They would not have done so if they did not find the evidence credible, which means that Attorney General Bondi lied when she stated under oath that there is no evidence that Donald Trump committed a crime. But we're just scratching the surface, because the Epstein files also reveal that Donald Trump has made false statements over the past quarter century about Jeffrey Epstein. We know in 2002 he called him a terrific guy and said, quote, "It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side." In a birthday card, 2003, that Donald Trump gave to Jeffrey Epstein for his 50th birthday, Donald wrote for himself that we have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Enigmas never aged. Have you noticed that? A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday. And may every day be another wonderful secret. But in that same year, Palm Beach County opened an investigation into Epstein that eventually was turned over to the FBI. The investigation became public in 2006, and the Palm Beach County police chief received a call quickly after from Donald Trump, where Trump told him, "Thank goodness you're stopping him. Everyone has known he's been doing this." What innocent person calls the police chief about an investigation upon just learning about it? The recent documents also show that Jeffrey Epstein emailed Ghislaine Maxwell and said, quote, "I want you to realize that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Redacted victim spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned." Trump also denied that he ever went on Epstein's plane. But of course, the Southern District of New York said that he was on his plane 8 times, often with young women. The reason why this matters is because we don't have half of the Epstein files. And if the Attorney General is covering this up in such a degree that she is redacting things from Congress, that she then, redacting things from the public that she then shows to Congress, what else is she covering up? And I would just show that this document here was redacted to the public, it was unredacted to Congress, and it completely disputes everything that Donald Trump has said about Jeffrey Epstein, about what he knew about the allegations, about his disgusting behavior, about whether he'd ever been to Epstein's house, saying, "I may have been there with my wife." Asked if any young girls were there. No. He may have had children of guests, but that's it. Well, we know that's not the case. Now, why is this important? Because if the Attorney General is covering up this information that she then reveals to Congress, what else is she covering up about Donald Trump's involvement in the Epstein files? I yield back.
Members are reminded to refrain, again, from engaging in
Spicy. He's just going to say, "It's fake news, people." Mm-hmm. Anyways. Short video? Sure. I'll watch a short video. Sure. See. Oh yeah, we just saw this tweet about this.
So what in the world does this mean? I got a tag today by
the
Skywatch
alien.gov.
Signal on Twitter. If you haven't followed them over there, you should. Pretty great. Giving great updates on what's going on in the world of UAP, UFO. So he tagged me on this thing today. He said, take a look at this, see what they're doing. And I saw his post. The government has registered something very interesting. Check this out. Skywatch Signal says, well, this is interesting. He's right. Aliens.gov. Aliens.gov is a registry domain ID that it looks like, here you see the federal U.S. website newly registered, aliens.gov. And this action taken by the executive office of the president at around March 18th. So that was registered today. Federal U.S. website registered, and content may not be visible yet. So if you do go
What
over
if
and
it's
check it out.
Hold on, wait, before we freak out, what if it's illegal aliens? Immigration page.
Can't reach yet. So they just made it something. What is it? What does it mean? The fact that the president's office did it, the fact that they are inside of that tweet that he talked about said they're going to have more information about extraterrestrials, more information about UFOs, unclassified things. The rumor that he was going to give a speech sometime in May about the existence of aliens inside of this. Now, it's interesting that it's aliens.gov. Like there's a whole website. What does that mean? I don't get the, you know, so someone says, let's make is it a website that you have, is it like a circus type website, or is it very similar to that other website that was put out with files, right? So if it's like, these are going to be declassified, we know that these files exist, and this, as we have told you, we're going to declassify these things and let the public look at it. And if you want to see these files that we have, you go to aliens.gov. So when the announcement is made, hypothetically, that we are not alone in this universe, and we haven't been, and there have been many reports about extraterrestrials, whatever it might be, and you say there have been many reports that you may have heard of through the grapevine or have been rumored, but now we are declassifying these things, and if you want to take a look at them, you can go there. If people want to report on them, they look at them, they can go there. It's a hub. That could and would make sense if that was indeed what they were doing. Like, okay, this website will be a place where you can find everything, where if you want to find those files that we're going to declassify, in the way that they did that site that, again, crazy, that I think that there was a site that you could find all these declassified files on UFOs, and it was similar to this. But then I think once the president wrote that they were going to declassify stuff, that got taken down. Or I don't know if that's still the case now. I'm not as familiar, but someone had tweeted at me and said, look, isn't it interesting? You could try to go to that site that used to have all this stuff, and it's not there anymore. But I think that might also be because maybe they're going to be putting it here. It's interesting that it's aliens.gov. You better not start seeing T-shirts on that thing. I'll tell you that. Then you're going to lose people real quick. But I don't think that's what it is. It just says, once again, if you look here, the federal domain says federal U.S. website newly registered, aliens.gov. And it's taken by the executive office that's setting it up. So, you know, with everything going on right now in Iran and all that other stuff, this is obviously not something. This was a big story everywhere. It wasn't just on channels like this. When that Obama story happened, that was everywhere. That was talked about everywhere. Then followed by the president talking about, well, he shouldn't be saying that. He's talking about classified stuff, and then tweeting out, "We're going to show you all the classified stuff." And then this big thing happened, and then the war in Iran happens, and obviously no one's talking about this now. So under the radar, they start saying, let's register stuff. We're going to still stay on course. The team that's been going after it, they have more information. The president had his objective to make that speech in May. He's not going away from that. So make sure that by the time he makes that speech and by the time we get some real information, we put it on that site. Because it's one of these things that I always shrug my shoulders at, because as you know, you might not know, maybe you're finding this video for the first time and you don't know. I don't trust any politicians. I don't pick a side of the lane. I don't trust anything Republicans tell me. I don't trust anything Democrats tell me. I don't trust anything that they tell me, because if the spotlight is on them, they might help you out if it behooves them. They might have good intentions to do one thing, but if their party says those good intentions don't benefit their party, then they'll stray away from those good intentions in order to help their party. So I don't really pay attention or believe anything that they say. I do believe that they have an idea that they might actually want to try to get this done, because it'll behoove them if they do, and if they're able to do it. So I think that they might want to do it, both sides of the party, and they want truth and transparency. Sure, but there's promises that were made that all these transparency would happen right away in the start of this presidency. And it looked like that was going to be the case. Okay, great. He's actually going to tell us. They're going to tell us what's happening with these drones. They're going to tell us what's going on with the drones. What's going on with the drones? They're telling the truth. They're going to do what they say. Well, that wasn't anything. That was the FAA. It was? And then the FAA says it wasn't us, and nobody follows it up. And then just, I don't know. So is that the same type of thing that's going to happen here? Yeah, we're going to release all the files. Oh, we couldn't find anything. It was all. There's nothing there. There was nothing there. We knocked on some doors, and then nobody was home. There was nothing. Don't make that announcement if there's nothing. You only make this announcement if you know that you're going to release something. Because to me, it's like, well, yeah, we were going to release it, and we found there was nothing there. I mean, everyone's going, well, I could have told you that. But if you actually are the administration that says, no, we know that these things are there, and we have proof of it, and here's some of the files that have been gatekept forever, and here you go. Now you go to aliens.gov, and you can see it. You don't create an aliens.gov if you don't find anything. You don't do an aliens.gov if it's just blurry images in the sky. There's got to be some stuff that you go, no.
The comments are also speculating if it means immigration or, the other
This was stuff that has been behind the closed doors forever, and now we're opening the doors. Who knows? What do you think aliens.gov is? Is it interesting? Does it bring up conversations? What do you say? Put your thoughts in there. Let me know. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you as always, and we'll see you on the flip side. Bye. Find out alone in this registered today.
Still nothing. Mm-hmm. I love goldfish. My childhood snack.
I bet they'll move.
What's up, Nikki? Are you ready to get off yet?
That's very forward. Am I ready to get off yet? I mean, I guess. I guess. Let me put these kids to bed.
Okay. All right. It's been a long day. I have a horse riding to do tomorrow morning. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now. Good night.